Good morning student, myself Mary Sankla, and in today's session we continue with our subject design of prestressed concrete structure and our first chapter introduction of prestressed concrete. Okay, in first lecture we introduce the definition of prestressed concrete, then material of RCC and also prestressed concrete. Now in this session we learn the type of prestressed concrete. Okay, first of all there are two type of prestressed concrete. Okay, first type of prestress is equal to pretensioning. Okay, first type of prestress, because prestress of concreting is done by two methods. First method is our pretensioning and second method is our post tensioning. Now what is pretensioning? Okay, first of all, in pretensioning, in which tendons are tensioned before concrete is placed. Okay, here the tendons are tensioned before concrete is placed. Okay, when we poured concrete in beam or any type of structure, first of all the tendons are tensioned. Okay, that means in stretching condition. Okay, now next, tendons are temporarily anchored or tension. Okay, here the tendon are first of all stretched, tension, and these tendons are temporarily anchored or tension. Okay, and prestress is transferred to the concrete after it hardened. When prestress is transferred to one material to another material, whenever concrete is hardened, at that time prestress is transferred in one material to another material. Okay, now second is post tensioning. Okay, this one is the second method of pre stress concrete. Okay, now what is post tensioning? In post tensioning, opposite of pre tensioning. Okay, in this method tendons is tensioned. Okay, important, tendon is tensioned after concrete has hardened. Okay, in pre tensioning, first tendon are stretched and then concrete is poured and hard. But in case of post tensioning, first of all concrete is hardened. Okay, first concrete is hardened and then after tendons are placed in places with respect to member. Okay, and then after concrete hard, then after we stretch, okay, we elongate the tendons. Okay, and ultimately again prestress is transferred to one material to another material, and how it is transferred that we learn in next. Okay, now next we learn terminology. That means different terms that we use in prestressing. First one is wire. Now what is wire? Here I take a number of figure to explain the different term that we use in prestressing. First is wire. Okay, peak of wire. Prestressing wire is a single unit made up of steel. Okay, and this steel may be mild steel, then HYST bar or torch steel. Okay, wire is a single unit. Second is strands. Okay, here again image of strands. 2, 3 or 7 wires, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 7 wires are wound to form a prestressing strand. Strand means that is a more than 2, 3 or 4, 5, 6, 7 wires wound to form a strand. Okay, and this one is the image of strands. Now third one is our tendons. Okay, tendons, we number of times we speak tendons. Tendons is used in prestressing concrete. What is tendons? A group of strands or wires. Okay, this one is a definition of 1 marks. Group of strands or wire are wound to form a prestressing tendons. Okay, single wire means single unit of mild steel or any steel is equal to wire. Then 2, 3, more than 2, that is equal to our strand. And third one is our tendons. Tendons means it is a group of strands or wire are wound to form a prestressing tendons. Okay, now what is the work of tendons? Stretch element used in concrete member. Okay, in first definition we already studied tendons are stretch materials that we use in prestressed concrete. Okay, stretch element used in concrete member of structure to impart prestress to concrete. Okay, these tendons are used to transfer prestress to another material. Okay, now next, cable. What is cable? Here the image of cable. Okay, and this one is the image of cable. group of tendons form a pre-stressing cable. First one is wire, second one is strand, third one is tendon, and the fourth one is our cable. Group of tendons form a pre-stressing cable. Clear? Now bar. Okay, bar means in Gujarati we can say that bar means sadiyo. Okay, tendon can be made up of single steel bar. Tendon can be made up of single steel bar, and diameter of bar is much larger than that of wire. Diameter of wire is lesser than our given bar. Okay, and anchorage, most important word, tendon, and second is our anchorage. What is anchorage? A device generally used to fix the tendon. Okay, device generally used to fix the tendon to impart and maintain pre-stress in concrete. Anchorage means here the cable passes through this anchorage, and this anchorage fixes the cable on one end of pre-stress member. Okay, and the ultimate target of this anchorage is transfer the pre-stress from cable through internal material. Okay, now tensioning device. Tensioning device, that means to apply a tension to cable or tendon. Number of tensioning device we use here. First is mechanical device, second is hydraulic device, then third one is electrical device and chemical device. Okay, 4 device is used to apply tension to tendons or strand that we use in pre-stress concrete. Okay, now our first pre-stressing system, it is our pre-tensioning system. Okay, there are 2 parts of pre-stress concrete. First is our pre-tensioning. Now what will happen in pre-tensioning, that we understand here. Okay, here I take one figure of pre-tensioning system. Okay, for that, first of all, this one is beam. Okay, this horizontal member is known as a beam. Okay, and here the surface on beam is casted. Okay, and look at this, both end of this one and this one. Okay, both end of beam is anchorage, and this middle one is the tendon, or we can say strand. First of all, here for pre-stressing system we use a bed is compulsory required for a pre-tensioning system, because here if you want to produce number of production of pre-stress members, then this method is very useful. Okay, but for this method compulsory bed is required to production. Okay, second, strand is tension first. Here we also use tendon. Okay, here we can say strand or we can say tendons. Okay, and in pre-tensioning these tendons are first tension. Okay, stretched. Tension means stretching condition, and concrete is cast around the strand. Then after tensioning the strand, concrete is cast around the strand or tendons, and then after strand or this tendon is cut. Okay, then after strand and this tendons is cut, and transferring pre-stressing force by bond. How this pre-stressing force is transferred to one material to another material, because here concrete and steel are have bonding between them. Okay, so that pre-stressing force is transferred one material to second material. How it is transferred? Okay, that is some pre-stressing force is lost because of concrete shorten under load and strand shortening along with. Okay, it is very important statement. Some pre-stressing force is lost because of concrete is shortened and also tendon is shortened. How it is occur? Next figure. Okay, now look at this. Pre-stressing, according to pre-stressing method, what will happen in pre-stressing? First of all, this one is the bed of our pre-stress pre-tensioning method. Okay, then after this tendon, that means this tendon or we can say strand. Okay, this tendon anchorage, that means fix with this surface. Okay, this vertical surface. Okay, first bed is provided, then after tendons are fixed with anchorage and in stretching condition. Okay, we provide tension in tendons. Then what will happen next? Concrete is pouring. Okay, then we poured concrete into this beam. Okay, and after that after pouring the concrete try to harden. Okay, and then we cut the tendons. What will happen that time? ultimately our steel is a ductile material. Okay, after cutting the tendons, because first of all steel are in tension condition, okay, in stretching condition. When we cut the tendons, the steel, ultimately tendons are made up of steel material. What will happen at them? Tendons or steel are try to regain its position. That means it will try to decrease its length. Okay, because in stretching condition, and if material try to regain its position, that means it will be in decreasing condition. Okay, what happened at that time? The concrete is also hardening condition. Okay, but this concrete prevent the shortening of this steel, because counterbalance. Here steel is decreasing in position and concrete is in hardening position. Concrete provide a pre-compression force on steel. Ultimately steel is provide tensile and concrete is provide compressive force, and these two forces are counterbalanced. In normal condition, what happens? Suppose here this is a simply supported beam. If it is subjected to self-weight, what happen? It is deflected like this way. This one is our compression, this one is our tension. But this pre-stressed concrete reverse process is done. Okay, here first of all tendons are in stretching condition, then tendons are cut, concrete is pouring, so that tendons are try to regain its position, and compression pre-stressed concrete compressive force is opposed, resist this force, and ultimately the tendons are deflect like this way. Okay, in pre-stressing concrete like this way. Okay, here the deflection will be formed on upper side. Okay, in pre-stressing concrete, deflection will be formed in upper side, and when the dead load, the design load will be act on structure, what will happen? At that time our structure is straight. Okay, that is the benefit of pre-stressed concrete. Okay, why we use pre-stressed concrete nowadays? Because deflection of pre-stressed concrete is like this way, upward deflection, and when it is subjected to dead load or self-weight or design load, what happen? This deflection will be straight. That means ki our member is straight. Okay, that this is the effect of pre-stressing. Now next, here I take images of pre-tensioning method. Okay, first one, look at this. This is the first method. This figure is the, just a minute, this figure is the girder design. Okay, here the continuous girder member design, girder construction of girder here. Now first one, look at this total up to this. Okay, this is one span. In one span girder, first of all we number of 1 2 3 number of tendons are provided, and here last end is anchorage and tendons are in stretching condition. This one is the first figure. Now in second figure we pouring concrete into this beam. Okay, in girder we are pouring, just look at this, we are pouring here concrete, just a minute. Okay, here look at this, one span. Okay, one span, one pan, concrete are pouring into the beam. Next, or girder. Then after concrete is hardened, okay, and then last we cut the tendons. Okay, after our concrete is hardened, then after we cut the tendons according to our pre-tensioning method. Okay, and here another example of pre-tensioning, that is electric pulse. Number of, if we want to construction in mass production, we want to mass production of pre-tensioning, then this one is the example of pre-tension electric pulse. Okay, number of electric poles are constructed. Okay, and beds are required. Okay, most important thing, side plates are required for this pre-tensioning method. Okay, and second is the post-tensioning. Okay, what is post-tensioning? I will explain you. Post-tensioning box girder. If you want to construct a underpass or bridge, here this type of post-tensioning box girder we use. Okay, now next one is post-tensioning system. Second part of pre-stressing concrete. First is pre-tensioning and second is our post-tensioning. Okay, now what is post-tensioning? In post-tensioning method, first of all concreting is done, and then after tendons are stretched or tension force is applied. Now here no bed is required. Okay, for post-tensing is occur on site. Okay, no bed is required for that. Concrete cast with duct. Okay, what will happen? Suppose this beam is given. okay, and tendons are provided here, and here hollow duct is provided with this tendons. Okay, first of all, no bed is required. Second, concrete is cast with duct. That means in this middle portion, this one is the duct, and the tendons or strand are passing through this duct. Duct is a hollow portion that provide in between concreting. Okay, then strand or bar is placed in duct. Clear? Okay, first no bed is required, then before concreting duct is placed within the concrete, and the bar, then strand, tendons are passing through this duct. Okay, strand or bar is tensioned by jacking. Here hydraulic jack are used to provide a tensioning in tendons or strands against concrete. This require plates to spread jacking. In last portion here, plates are required to anchoring plates are required for anchoring the cable or tendons. Okay, and this jacketing is done on one side or two side, that I will explain you in figure. Okay, and look at this, strand and bar are anchored. Okay, and loss due to shortening is less than pre-tensioning. This is the benefit of post-tensioning method. Okay, here the loss of pre-stress is compared to less to pre-tensioning method, because in pre-tensioning method what will happen, concrete is decrease, and also ductile or tendon bars is also decrease its length, and because of that the loss of pre-stressing force is more compared to this loss of post-tensioning. The major loss in post-tensioning, that is friction. Okay, that we learn in our chapter number 2, losses of pre-stress concrete. Okay, now what is grout? Grouting we already study in concrete technology. Okay, grouting, what is grouting? Grouting is nothing but that is a dense fluid. Okay, grouting is nothing but that is a dense fluid which is fill gap or use as a reinforcement material in structure. Grouting is nothing but that is a dense fluid which is used to fill the gap, okay, that provided in post-tension girder. And grout is generally a mix of cement, sand and water. Okay, we can say that grout is a slurry of cement, sand and water. And pressure grouting is embedded rebar. Okay, this one is not important, but important one is that grouting is the dense fluid and it is made up of cement, sand and water. And main purpose of grouting is prevent corrosion of reinforcement. Okay, we provided grouting because we want to prevent corrosion of post tension steel. Okay, that's why we use a grouting, and grouting shall be carried out as early as possible. If our concrete is hard, then it is not good to fill the holes with grouting. Okay, now grouting is a dense material. It is made up of cement, sand and water, and grouting is used to prevent the corrosion of post tensioning steel. Okay, now what is bonded and unbonded? That means when there is an adequate bond between pre-stressing tendons and concrete, it is called a bonded tendons. Okay, there will be bond between concrete and tendons, then it is known as a bonded tendons. Okay, the pre-tensioning bar or strands are tension, and pre-tension bar duct are filled with grouting. This protect against corrosion. Again, this is the concept of grouting. Okay, first but you only learn the two word, that is bonded and unbonded. Bonded means there will be a bonding between steel and concrete. Okay, and grouting will be done to prevent corrosion of reinforcement. And second, unbonded means when there is no bond between, okay, in this definition there is no bond between the pre-stressing tendons and concrete. Okay, here no bond between pre-stressing concrete and steel, that is known as our unbonded tendons. Okay, now here the grouting is not done. In bonded grouting is provided, and in unbonded grouting is not provided. Okay, now what happen in post tensioning? this will be the figure of post tensioning concrete. Okay, first of all, here example of horizontal member, that is beam, cast concrete with duct and post tensioning bar. Okay, here the look at this one is duct. Okay, and middle portion of duct, here tendons or strands are passing through this duct. Okay, this duct are placed simultaneously pouring the concrete. Okay, and first of all, and the last end of this strand, tendons or cables are anchored. Okay, look at this one is anchored. Here one end is anchored, that means fixed, and second end we provide jacking. Okay, here both in this figure, both end of beam is anchored and one end is provide hydraulic jack. Okay, and after hardening of concrete, this cable, tendons, strand are provide tensile force, stretching force with help of this jacketing. After this, what will happen? The stress of pre-stress of one member transfer to another member, again just reverse of reinforced cement concrete. The ductile material of here, where after providing, what happened, because concrete is already hardened. Okay, and still in elongated condition, in stretch condition, so that this pre-stress of steel is transferred into concrete, and this concrete of pre-stress, concrete compression force of this concrete counterbalance, and ultimately steel is bent like this way and concrete is prevent them. Okay, and again in pre-stress concrete, deflection are upward. Okay, and in simply reinforced cement concrete, deflection like this way. Okay, now this one is the figure of second of post tensioning part of pre-stress concrete. Okay, look at this. Here box girder, or we can say one girder is constructed, and look at this, after concreting, after hardening of concrete, here the cable, that this hollow duct, okay, duct is provided, this one is the duct, and cable is passing through this duct, and here this hydraulic jack is provided, and this hydraulic jack is used to provide a tensioning force in cable, and after that the force of this tensile one transfer to concrete. Okay, and same here, this one is the bonded. Okay, and look at this, these holes are provided here and to fill grout. Okay, grouting, why we providing grouting? Because grouting is preventing the corrosion of reinforcement material. Okay, and these holes are provided to pour the grouting. Okay, this is the concept of post tensioning. In post tensioning, concrete is hard first, and then we stretch the tendons, and force of these tendons is transferred to concrete. Okay, and if it is bonded, then grouting is provided, and if it is unbonded, then grouting is not provided. And main purpose of grouting is prevent corrosion of our reinforcement that we provided. Okay, in today's session we stop here. Okay, in next session we start with last topic of introduction. Okay, just now we stop. Okay.